Sam could just tell us what he knows about them.
On a boat called the same one, Susan Constant, that William Spencer came on over in 1635, 20-some odd years later, which is around the time when the Pilgrims landed in Plymouth Rock. So, you know, our family predates the Pilgrims coming over here by 15 or 20 years at least. But, so anyway, Henry Hart and his son, Thomas Hart, and that's why we've got Thomas in the family all through the family. But the son was 17 when he came over, and so after he reached maturity, he married the granddaughter of this William Spencer. And
I think her name was Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, yeah. Elizabeth Shepherd. And then there was 4 or 5 generations that lived at Jamestown. And then one of them, named Joseph Hart, he finally decided to go to Edgecombe County, North Carolina. And we know it's the same guy because he had land in Jamestown, and then he had land in Edgecombe County, and I was able to trace it was the same guy from the titles and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, he had a son who was Henry Hart, and that son was a politician, more or less. He was a county commissioner, and so when the Revolutionary War started, he became the colonel of the local militia, Edgecombe County militia, and I presume he was at Yorktown. I think they went to Yorktown. But then he had a son. His son was like, when the Revolutionary War started, was like 16. But he became a soldier, and he was a private. He's the one that came to Tennessee first. I understand from Maggie Webb that he was at the Watauga settlement, which is over around Kingsport. So he was a peer of Daniel Boone, and so he started bringing people to Middle Tennessee, going back and forth, getting more people. And they had a whole bunch of land grants. When his father died, I've forgotten how many land grants he had, but they were worth, you know, over $100,000. But so he was a surveyor and a soldier and pioneer that brought people to East Tennessee. And he was the one that married this lady right over here, Nancy Suggs Hart Robertson, and she was a family that he brought over here, the Suggs family. They married here in Nashville, Davidson County, and built that cabin. I'll even start before the Harts. Start with William Spencer, and he came over from England in 1607, which is the first landing or first English colony that made it in North America. And he was one of the plantation owners. They call them ancient planters. And he was around for quite a while. Then he had a daughter. He had 2 daughters. One of them married a guy named John Shepherd, who don't know when he came over, but and they had a daughter that married a Hart.